Welcome back. Thank you for checking out this bonus edition of the 12 Kyle podcast. I'm 12 Kyle. Check this out. On this podcast, what we're going to do is we're going to take a trip down memory lane. Um, Depending on your age and depending on, kind of like where you grew up or how you grew up, this concept may be familiar to you or it could be foreign to you. Um, and the concept is the concept of a senior book. Now, most of us, I will assume that the majority of you that are listening to this podcast went to high school and at the very least graduated from high school. Everybody didn't go to college, but most of you, went to high school and graduated high school. Well, when I went to school back in the day, not to sound old, but back in my day, we had this thing called the senior book. Now, keep in mind, kids, I graduated in a time where, there was no internet, there was no cell phone. So the thing that we used to kind of keep and hold and cherish our memories was a senior book. Now, we also had a yearbook too, but I got this idea from a homegirl, Jay Book. Shout out to Jay, podcaster from. I got this idea from her. She did a podcast on her podcast, Jay's Quick Three Pod. Make sure that you check that podcast out, like and subscribe to her. She always puts out dope content. She did a podcast talking about just this thing, her senior book. And when I was listening to it, because I listened to all of her podcasts, when I heard it, I was like, yo, this is such a dope idea because I still had my senior book. And then I started thinking about it. I was like, I don't know. Do I really want to just read all of this personal stuff live? But what I did was I pulled out the old senior book and I said, you know what? I'm going to do the same thing. And I talked to Jay about it. She was like, yeah, you should do it. It'd be really, really dope. So shout out to Jay for blessing me with the idea of the senior book. So what I'm going to do is there's a couple of sections and I'll tell you the sections and I'll read to you what was said and what was written. Not everything, but some things. The first section says senior year, and then it says class act. So I'll read you the senior year section first. Senior year, name of the school, Wilson Senior High School, located in Florence, South Carolina. That's my hometown. That's where I grew up. School colors, purple and gold. Mascot, the tiger. Come on, man. What's better than a purple and gold tiger? Principal Allie E. Brooks. It says our school building, quote, and then I had to fill in the blank, is clean and it looks good. Which, a lot of people can't say because a lot of you went to dirty high schools. Then there's a section that says our school generates a feeling of, and then I had to fill in the blank, togetherness. Almost everybody gets along. There's no racial problems. Our school is very different from others. Wilson is the greatest school that you would ever want to attend. And I'll tell you, we didn't have any racial problems because the majority black school. It's probably, at the time that I went there, we probably about 90% black, 10% white, if that. The number is a little bit different now, but we're still a majority predominantly black school. Then the next page over is the class act section, and it talks about the class. Our graduation year, 1991. Damn, it's been like 30 years since I graduated from high school. It's bugged out because I remember every single thing about that year, and it really doesn't feel like it's been 30 years ago. Senior class size, 240. I could be off, but I think that was the number. Class colors, royal, blue, and silver. I don't know who picked those colors, but those are our class colors. Class theme, close quote, reach high, for stars lie hidden in your soul. Dream deep, for every dream precedes the goal. Close quote. I don't know who came up with that either, but hey. Then it says, what makes our class different from other classes? And I wrote, we will be successful in life. Not a few of us, but the majority of us will have successful lives. And I think that's been fairly true. Whatever you deem success is, I think the class of 91 is pretty successful. And then it asks, the names of our class officers. I'm not going to read their names because it's not important. Then it says, what did we accomplish this year? And I wrote, we've made it 4 years at Wilson, which is all you need to know. Okay, so the next section is me, a senior. Okay, let's see. Age 18, height 5'7", weight 150, hair black, eyes dark brown. Hobby, sports, talking on the phone, eating, watching TV, and listening to music. Of course, listening to music would be on here because that's what I do. Question, the best thing about being a senior is, and I answered, that you're almost finished with school, which for me was not really because I knew I was going to college, but I was finished with high school. So that was an accomplishment in and of itself. As a senior, I feel, and I filled in the blank, I feel very proud. I feel like I'm on the top of the world. Every day at school has been fun. And I'll be honest, I really did feel like that. Like I felt like I thoroughly enjoyed every single day of my senior year. I don't think I missed any school that year. In fact, I'm pretty sure I had perfect attendance that year. I didn't miss a lot of days in high school. To be honest, thinking back, I didn't miss a lot of days from school, period. I was never one to cut school or anything like that, and I rarely got sick. So I didn't miss, I think, all the years that I went to school from kindergarten on up, 10 days maybe, if that. So no, I didn't miss a lot of school. Personality description. So here's what I wrote of what I thought about myself back in 1991. Smart, athletic, of course, athletic, talented, intelligent, crazy, unique, quick, multi-talented, smooth, nice, caring, kind, rough. I don't know where rough came from. Hardworking, understanding, calm, visual, a listener, and a talker. Not really sure why I describe myself as a talker because I don't talk, right? All right, then we move into the next section that says it's definitely me. I feel home at, and I had to fill in the blank, anything. That it says, the next section says, I'm mischievous. I'm getting tongue tied. I'm mischievous enough to, and I wrote in, not to write what I do in this book. Facts. I'm not going to snitch on myself. I like to wear shorts, unmatched clothes, unmatched socks. It really doesn't matter what I wear as long as it's clothes, which is true. I mean, I got a little fresher, but high school, I really didn't care what I had on. I admire, wrote my parents, my uncle, my close friends. It says, I'm proud of the Godfathers, which the Godfathers was a singing group that I was in. I had to come back and talk about the Godfathers. Oh, we were so dope. And yes, I can sing. I don't sing, but I can sing. I don't sing anymore outside of the shower. My Uncle Harry. Proud of him too. And then it says, I'm the first to make, I was the first to make all-state chorus. Yes, your boy made all-state chorus as a senior, which I thought was really, really dope. So that was the end of that section. Let's see, what's the next section? The next section is moments to hold. So in this section, you talk about, some of your moments that you had. My proudest, and then I had to fill in. Winning the most valuable offensive back trophy, making all-state chorus, being accepted to Hampton University and South Carolina State on the same day, which did happen, much to my surprise. Most embarrassing, I wrote, when I was at the mall and I was trying to impress this girl. I was trying to walk cool, and I was looking back to see if she was watching me as we passed. She was. Problem is, I walked right into a wall and fell down and hit my head. Ouch. Yeah, that was that was pretty whack. That was pretty whack. I didn't like that at all, and I didn't get her number either. Probably laughed. I was too embarrassed. I stayed on the floor for like 10 seconds. My funniest, and I wrote, when my dad was showing me how to run a pass route, and he ran into a tree. Yeah, that's still hilarious, man. That's still, I still laugh at my dad to this day about that. We still laugh about it. And I think I'm pretty sure I've talked about that on this podcast before. Yeah, he was trying to show me how to run a route. He ran right into a tree. Pure comedy. My scariest moment, and I did a podcast about this one. When I fired a loaded gun in the house. Yeah, I did that. My cousin Eric said the gun wasn't loaded. He took the clip out, but I didn't know about the one in the chamber. And so I was, yeah, that was pretty scary. Then let's see. Are we going into this? No, I'm not doing that section. The next section. My parents. A description of my parents. Both of them are short. My mom is very strong-minded. Whatever she wants, she'll do her best to get. She's very determined. Dad is really laid back. He's very talkative, very articulate. It doesn't take much to make him happy. He's happy all the time. Most frequent advice. I wrote, they rarely give me advice. They just tell me to do my best at whatever I do, which is true. I mean, it's never, anytime even to this day, anytime my parents speak or they start talking, I just listen because, whatever they're pouring into me is some form of wisdom or advice. So I just take it as such, even at my age now. Things that I do to drive them crazy. I tease my brother, Damon. I drive them crazy when I don't try to work as hard as I should in school, not doing my housework, especially not cleaning my room. You know what? I'm reading that, and I did. Yeah, my room would be junky sometimes. Not Theo Huxtable level junky, but it would be junky sometimes. My mom would get on me now. I can't stand a junky room now, so obviously I've grown out of that. But yeah, that was the let me see what it said in this section here. Not so funny moment. I wrote when was that they were getting a divorce. It really shocked us because they never argued or fought or had any type of conflict. It hurt us, but we knew that we weren't the cause of it. And I'll be honest, like my parents got divorced like right before I got to middle school. So, and like I said in the book, I think I may have seen my parents argue 3 times, if that. So it really came out of nowhere. But it took me years to realize like that, why it happened and how it happened. And, it was one of those things where they said, my dad in particular said, hey, son, you'll understand when you get older. And that's one thing that you could tell a kid, but, as a kid, you're really not going to understand that until like you're really older. So, then the last part of that section, it says my feelings about them. I love both of them equally. I admire them and I'm proud of them. Even though possible, I still wish that they were together. Now that was me speaking in 1991. In 2022, I know that they'd never be together, but I think if you ask most kids, they would like to see their parents together. I think they both lived great lives without each other. So I'm cool with that. That's just how I felt in 1991. The next section, Back to the Future. 5 years after graduation, I predict I will be. And then it's another section says living at home or independently. My answer, independently, because I damn sure it could be living at the crib. Physically changed how? I'll be taller. Well, that really didn't happen because I don't think I grew much as far as height since high school. I probably went from 5'7" to 5'7 3/4", so just a little. Um, engaged, married, or attached? Question mark. That's what I put. Question mark because I didn't. No, I 5 years after graduation, I knew I would be none of them. In contact with my senior class friends? My answer, most definitely. We'll always keep in touch and stay close contact with each other. And you got to remember too, like, we didn't have we didn't have cell phones, Instagram, or Facebook, or anything like that. So, the way that we kept in touch was you call or you write letters. And especially when I went off to college, my other close friends, they all went off to college. A couple of went to the military, but for the most part, we all went in different directions. So staying in touch and staying on top of things and staying close to each other was a task. It wasn't something that was easy that you could easily do, but we managed to do it. And said, will I have a car? Yes. 5 years after graduation, I will have a Toyota Supra. Do they even make Supras anymore? Graduated from or attending college. I'll definitely be going to college and getting my master's degree 5 years from now, which I had graduated, but no master's. Let's see this other section. Let's see what we got here. Oh, in 10 years, I can see myself. Self-description. I wrote, I'll still be the same, but a little bit smarter and wiser. Employed, yes. Salary, $95,000. I don't know how I came up with $95,000, but I guess I figured that I graduated from high school in 1991. So by 2001, I would be earning $95,000 a year. It said residing in what city? Interestingly enough, I wrote Atlanta, Georgia, or Newark, New Jersey. I don't know why I wrote Newark, New Jersey, because I have not lived in Newark since I was 3. I was actually born in Newark. I wasn't born in South Carolina. My parents moved when I was 3 to Florence, South Carolina, and that's where I grew up. So even though I was born in Newark, I don't consider Newark to be home. I mean, like, I have memories of Newark. I have family in Newark. We always go to New Jersey. We would go to New Jersey every summer and, a couple of times during the year. But Florence has always been home, and it'll always be home. And, even though I've actually spent more time in Atlanta than I have in Florence. Florence will always be home. If someone asks me where I'm from, I tell them I'm from Florence because that's where I'm from. I mean, I live in Atlanta, but I'm from Florence. But interestingly enough, I wrote that I would reside in Atlanta. I don't know why I wrote that, but I found it fitting that, yes, 10 years from the time that I wrote that, actually less than 10 years, because I moved to Atlanta in 1997. So technically about 6 years after I wrote this, that dream came in Atlanta. I mean, I had no idea I'd still be here, but in Atlanta, but hey, this is the spot, this is the crib. In 10 years, it said marital status. I put a question mark. I don't know what the hell I was thinking. But it said children. If so, how many? 1. That's another thing that came true. I was actually, by the time I hit the 10-year mark from 1991, I was married and we had Dion. So yeah, so I was on point on that. Vacationing in Los Angeles, Hawaii, or the Bahamas. Well, I got 1 out of 3. I've been to LA a couple of times, several times actually. Love LA. Love to go out there and kick it. Never been to Hawaii, unfortunately, and never been to the Bahamas. And then the last thing it says successful at, and then I filled in everything. I don't know if I was successful at everything, but I was successful at a lot of stuff. All right, so what's the next section? Let's see what we got here. Skip a couple pages. Nope, not going to do that section. Okay, this section is called can do. I'm really good at, and I had to fill in the blank. Singing. I told y'all I could sing. School, sports, talking, communicating. I think that's pretty accurate. I'd like to learn to, and then fill in the blank. I wrote ski, fly an airplane, drive a stick, play tennis. I did learn how to drive a stick, car with a stick shift. Never learned how to ski. I have no interest in that. Damn sure not trying to fly a plane. And tennis, I'm good on that. Then it says, I daydream about, fill in the blank, girls and my future. Yeah, that's pretty accurate. For back then, yeah, that's pretty damn accurate. Then it says, my goal is to, and I just filled in the blank, to be the best that I can. And I know that sounds cliche, but honestly, that's always been the standard, to be the best. And I know what it takes for me to get to that point. It says, I survived, and I wrote geometry and world history. Geometry was dope. World history was whack in high school. Oh my gosh, it was whack. It says, getting my license was, and I filled in the blank, very hard. It seemed like I was the only one who didn't have their driver's license. And I want to let you guys know a little secret. When I tried for my driver's license, I got my license at 15, I think. I got my permit at 14, but when I tried for my driver's license, I failed the test the first time I tried it. I failed the driving test. I hit something. I bumped into the little thing as I was trying to parallel park. And honestly, I still suck at parallel parking. It's not too many things I can say that I suck at, but I suck at parallel parking. If I got a parallel park, man, I'm gonna find another parking space, because I need a lot of room to parallel park. I'm just not good at it. And then the last part of that section says, my locker usually contains, and I wrote a lot of junk, a lot was piled up on top of each other. I just had a foot, because at Wilson, we didn't have lockers in the hallways and stuff like that, just because so many kids, they didn't want to have like a lot of clutter, but I had a football locker since I played football in high school. So I just used that. Let's see here. Let's go to the favorites. Yes, favorite section. Now keep in mind, this was written in 1991, right? All right. Favorite movie: Beverly Hills Cop, Beverly Hills Cop 2, School Days, Do the Right Thing, Lethal Weapon, New Jack City, Jungle Fever, and Boys in the Hood. Expression. I guess the expressions we used to use: gaffle, sipping. I don't know what sipping is. Who came up with that shit? Gank, and a. That was one of the popular expressions back in the day. A. Let's see. Favorite TV program: Oh, A Different World, The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, The Simpsons, which ironically is still on TV. Yo MTV Raps, Rap City, The Cosby Show, Saturday Night Live, Video Soul. Wow, that's impressive. Favorite car: Mercedes Benz. like I had a Benz. BMW, Nissan Sentra. Well, one of the three were better, because I did get a Nissan Sentra eventually in college. Plus, my mom drove a Nissan Sentra. So, favorite game on Sega: Outrun, Great Baseball, Basketball, Football, Space Harrier. On Nintendo: Bases Loaded, Double Dribble, Track and Field, John Elway Football. I don't even remember that. Tecmo Bowl. Notice that Madden was not on that list because I think I didn't start playing John Madden until 1991, I think. I know I was a freshman in college. It was either 1991 or 1992. Um, Favorite color, blue, red, black. Um, Blue is still my favorite color. Red, I don't have a lot of red. Got a lot of black, a lot of gray. Gray was my favorite college, but blue has always been my all-time favorite color. Um, let's see. Okay, more favorites. Time waster. Waste my time on video games. Favorite sports. You already know how this one's gonna go. Football, basketball, baseball, swimming, tennis, volleyball, and bowling. Not sure where volleyball came in at, but favorite foods, and this has not changed. Pizza, French fries, hamburger, steak, shrimp. I literally could eat all of these every day of the week. Favorite perfume, cologne. Well, I didn't wear perfume, but favorite cologne, gray flannel, and preferred stock. Preferred stock was very, very slept on. Now, once I got to college, I got into polo and cool water, but yeah, preferred stock was dope. Pet, we had twin Cocker Spaniels named Romeo and Juliet. Let's see here. What else we got? Oh, you guys are going to bug on this one. Prices and fads. Gasoline per gallon, $1.04. Oh my gosh. If we could ever go back to these days, it cost me like $10 to fill up my car. Favorite jeans cost $32. I can't remember the last time I bought a pair of jeans that cost $32. Favorite album or tape costs $8.99. Hey man, shout out to the tapes and the vinyl when you could get it for the low, just $8.99. Now keep in mind that was a lot of money back then. Favorite snack, my favorite snack was a Snicker bar. Snicker bar cost 57 cents. Favorite magazine. Favorite magazine back then probably was, I'd probably say Sports Illustrated, but I had a Sports Illustrated subscription, so it didn't really matter. But that cost $2.32. Favorite burger. Favorite burger costs $1.69. Damn. Favorite haircut, $3. Oh my gosh, if I could go back to $3 haircuts. Large pizza costs $9. How much spent during the week? I wrote a lot. Yeah, that was a pretty dope section. Let's see. Okay, this is cool. What's in and what's out. What's in? Music style, hip hop. What's out? Pop music. What's in? Music group. BBD, Public Enemy. What's out? New Kids on the Block. What's in? Car, BMW. What's out? Hoopties. I shout out to the Hoopties. What's in? Haircuts. Fade, the box, or the peak. What's out? Afros. Yeah, people ain't really do afros back in 91. What's in? Shoes, Nike. What's out? Puma. Let's see. What's in? Hangout spot, the bowling alley in my hometown of Florence. What's out? With the skating rink. Yeah, we ain't really do the skating rink too much. Skating rink was kind of like for the young kids, which used to be the spot when we were the young kids. Let's see. What's in? Teen Idol, Michael Jordan. What's out? I wrote Reggie. Why the hell I write Reggie Jackson? Was Reggie Jackson ever a team? I was bugging. Reggie Jackson. Actors was in Kadeem Hardison from A Different World and Will Smith. What's out? Bill Cosby. Yeah, fuck Bill Cosby. Actress, what's in? Jasmine Guy. What's out? Lisa Bonet. Sorry, Lisa. Um, and said, what's in dance style? There was really no dance style. And what was out was the hammer dance. Yeah, the hammer dance is out of here. All right, so let's see. Let's get to the next section. There's a bunch of pictures in here, pictures, little clippings and stuff from, um, football and stuff like that. A lot of great memories in here. Prom. Prom. The date was April 27th, 1991. Place, Wilson Senior High School in the Commons area. Theme, Cinderella's Ball. That was pretty cool. About the evening, it was a very special prom. The evening was both exciting and enjoyable. I'm reading this here. Before I read it, let me go back and tell you who I went to prom with. I went to prom with this girl named Tamara. Tamara was, I think she was a sophomore. I was a senior, and we just went as friends. And matter of fact, we're still cool to this day. I think Tamara lives. We still follow each other on social media. I think she lives here in like Metro Atlanta. Real cool, real cool. We just went and just hung out. Let me see what I said. Tamara and I really enjoyed prom. We had some people sing "On the Wings of Love." Oh, that was sang by Johannes and Raymond. To the seniors. Okay, that's a dope song to sing. We went to dinner prior to prom, and after prom ended, we left Wilson High School and went home. Let me see what else. Yeah, that was pretty much it. I could go into the details as far as like the songs that was popping and all that stuff like that, but I won't bore y'all with that. But yeah, prom was cool. It was really, really cool. I had, there was one girl who I kind of wanted to go with. Before I committed to going with Tamara, there was a girl who I wanted to go with, and I think she wanted to go with me, but we both were like scared to ask. So we didn't ask each other. And then like when I found out she was going with this dude, and she went to prom, with this dude who was a friend. They just went as friends. I was like, "Oh, you and old boy going to you and old boy going to prom?" I was like, "That's you." She was like, "You and old girl right there going to prom? You and your little friend?" And she did say your little friend. And I was like, "Nah, I was gonna ask, but I was like, I didn't want to ask. I wanted to ask, but I was like too nervous to ask her because I liked her. And but I didn't have a girlfriend at the time, and I was single. And to be honest, like prom was the second semester of the year. I knew I'd be going our way to college, so I really wasn't trying to get in any type of relationship, because that was kind of like the thing. Like it seemed like everybody was kind of in this rush to, be together and all this stuff like that and have this long-term relationship. And I'm like, no, I knew I was going away to college. I wasn't sure. Yeah, I think by the time prom rolled around, I knew that I was going to South Carolina State University. So, which is about 90 miles, so like an hour and a half away from my hometown of Florence. So I knew that I'd be going away to college. I knew it was going to be mad girls there. I knew I wasn't, I knew I wasn't trying to settle down with nobody. So, so yeah, that was, I never asked her. So she was a little upset with me for not asking. And I was like, well, you went with that dude. So, hey, it is what it is. All right. Last thing, Jay Boog, she did on her podcast. She read some of the autographs. And I was going to do the same, but like it's a lot of people that wrote a lot of stuff on here. And a lot of people have bad handwriting too. So let's see which one I can pick out here. Damn, she wrote upside down. What the hell? Oh, to Kyle, a very dear and close friend of mine. I miss you very much. I will always remember the great times we had together. You will always be in my memories and in my heart. Take care and God bless. That was my homegirl, Katina. Shout out to Katina. She good. Real good people. Let's see. No, I'm not gonna read that. And what's interesting is like none of the dudes sign your senior book. It's all girls. It's all girls. Um. Okay, Kyle, it's almost over, and I can't wait. Oh shit. And I'm reading these on the fly. Like I didn't proofread these. Um, do you know that you were my first boyfriend? We had a lot of fun together. I enjoyed our telephone conversations. Um, wow. The only thing that I regret is that we didn't kiss. Keep in touch. I will miss you much. Let's stay in touch. And that was Lodger. Lodger's cool people, man. We did date for like 3 weeks, and I mean we were in 7th grade, and to be honest, that's like an eternity. But we were cool and good friends in high school. So let's see. Okay. To Kyle, well, it's almost that time to march down the aisle, and I'm so glad, but I want to wish you much success in the future. You deserve everything that's coming your way. You've got what it takes to be anything that you want. I will never forget you. How could I? Stay sweet. You will make someone very happy. Love you always, Mel. Shout out to Mel. Good people. I got, reading some of these things, I really did get a lot of you're going to make a woman happy, or you're going to make someone happy, very happy one day. I got a lot of that even reading these things nowadays. Let's see here. Okay, Kyle, senior year is almost over. Are you ready for the quote unquote real world? Even though you used to harass me all the time, I'm truly going to miss you. You're a good friend, and I really wish you the best next year in college. After graduation, don't forget about me. Keep in touch. Love always, Renee. Yeah, Renee, real good friend. Let's see if we got one more here. Kyle, even though we've only been friends for a little while, the time knowing you was great. I mean, people write these things like you're about to die or something. like you're going away and they'll never see you again. Even though the time it was great. It was great knowing you. Thank you for being my friend, Michelle. Shout out to Michelle. Good people. I'm not reading that one. Oh, that's enough. Nonetheless, I wanted to share this with you guys. Like I said, Jay Boog came up with this idea and this concept. Great idea. And in reading this stuff live, you got a chance to learn a little bit about me and how I grew up and where I grew up. So hopefully you can take something from that, and hopefully it put a smile on your face, and hopefully it will encourage you to go find your senior book and put it on a podcast too. That's going to do it for me. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for checking out this edition of the 12 Kyle podcast. I'm your boy 12 Kyle. I'll catch you guys next time. 5,000.